this is the photograph. If you haven't watched the first one, then I would advise that you watch it because that is the number one. And this is number two. And this is a beautiful model. Her name is Princess. And we are going to work on this particular photograph. You can tell that straight out of the camera, it's very warm. It is very warm. So we work to balance the whites, and then we can, see what this photograph has for us. All right, good. So that being said, let's just start working. All right. So when we get to the white balance here, I will try and cool it down, tone it down, tone it down. I think this is okay. But while you do that, you realize that a little bit of the tint will pop up. I mean the magentas. So you bring in the greens to compensate for that. And this is right from the beginning. This is way better than this. Some might prefer the warm tone, but I don't. I prefer it like this. All right, good. So this photograph, if we put the exposure warnings on, you realize that it's not overexposed. The only part that has coming in. So we can know the sleep. I know the sleep, bro. The only part that has those exposure warning is the teeth, the the bangles, and all that. So let's just get rid of that. And how do we do that? It's just by bringing the highlights down. Yeah, highlights down like this, and then that is it. Or maybe exposure. But trust me, we don't need those details. So I'm going to bring a little bit of saturation. I already told you I like saturation. Take away the shadows in the shot, in the picture. Bring back a little blacks to create a depth in the image. Go to levels. Well, you guys can only see the photograph. It's because, let me see. These are the settings. All right, no problem. Okay. All right, so you can, let's add 10 to oh wait, this is way too much. Way too much. We'll adjust it later, but let us use the mid tone slider here. Yeah, this is better than first. All right, good, good. Let us bring depth into it. That is one thing I like about the levels. It is strong when it comes to introducing the depth in the photograph, but you have to watch because at the end of the day, you can't overuse it. All right, good. So let's move straight to the skin tone. Yes, and let's pick the eyedropper, pick a part of the skin that we want to maintain as a dominant skin tone. All right, good. That is okay. I don't like when I see greens in the skin tone. It has to be reds and yellows. So, all right. Let's increase the uniformity so that we can blend the skin together. You can tell. You can tell. Look at this portion. If I increase the uniformity, you can tell that it's taking away the yellows or the green side, and this is way much better. A little bit of saturation. Let's push it to the reds a little. And just by doing that, you can tell it has changed the skin tone nicely. All right, good. So let's minimize this. We don't have a lot of colors in this shot. The only colors we have is, of course, the red and the yellows with the skin, and then the black, and then the white. All right. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to come to the haze and then introduce a little bit of that as well. Come to clarity and then add add 10 to clarity to structure just to bring the image out, and you can tell that the image is popping out and is looking very nice. If you can't see this on TikTok, then it's probably because TikTok, the phone is not communicating it well. But at the end of the day, you can watch the entire video on YouTube. So I'm at sharpening, and I'm going to start with 500 just to see how. Woo, this is looking good. This is looking very good already, and I like to keep it at 500. All right, so because I like sharpening. Let's see whether the vignetting in this. Okay, yes, I would like to take it back. Instead of introducing black, I would rather introduce white to get rid of the darkness surrounding the image, because at the end of the day, the photograph is having a lot of blacks in it. So vignetting will just make it look way more darker, which I don't. The 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 cocks are crowing. All right. All right, good. Okay, so yeah, I think that this is the only thing I'm going to do here at Capture One. So we are just going to dive straight into Photoshop. Let's move the photograph to Photoshop so that we can work on the skin and then decide how the color grading is going to look. Yes, I'm okay. Good. So as you can see, I've already done a thumbnail for the first one. This is what we did, and it's on Bkay Studios, or you can tap on the link in my bio, the YouTube link in my bio, and it will take you there. And that is number one. You can tell I've already written number 1 out of 100 here. I am trying to keep my promise by editing 100 photographs, as I said earlier. And it's day 2, so let's work on this one. All right. Okay, so now let's zoom in. This is what we are having. Skin is we have a little bit of acnes and blemishes here, so we will try and get rid of that, and then we will make it look good, basically. All right, so let's start by duplicating the layer. Good. And then let's pick our healing tool and get rid of all these blemishes. Mind you, this is a bed mark. This is not blemish. This is a bed mark. So let's get rid of that. Come on. Don't load on me here. All right. Good. Here we go. Let's get rid of all the blemishes, everything. All the blemishes. And as I said, you can, in the first episode, you can use any tool you feel it's okay for you to use, as long as you are not destroying the texture of the image or the texture of the skin. You can use the healing brush, you can use the spot healing brush, you can use the clone stamp, whatever you want to use. Just make sure you are not destroying the texture of the image, because sometimes when you get rid of it, it introduces another thing that you might probably not want on the skin. So you pay attention to that. And with this, you can tell that I am not going, if you do the before and after already, you can tell that I'm not going so deep into the photograph. I'm just trying to stay a little bit out and then take off the noticeable ones, not necessarily everything, because at the end of the day, it's a skin. It's not a mirror, it's a skin. You don't have to make it look like a plastic, like the way other photographers, when you are young and you are editing, you just want the skin to look so smooth so that the client will say, hey, my skin is. But at the end of the day, that is not natural. So you pay attention to that as well. And you don't destroy the photograph in the name of editing or retouching or however you call it. All right. Because the imperfection is part of the beauty. And you should know that as a photographer. All right, good. This is what I was saying. You see, the moment I try to get rid of the acne in the birthmark, it took away and it made it. I could fix this, but I'll prefer it like this instead. No, yes, like this instead. All right, good. All right, so let's continue. Get rid of everything. Get rid of everything. Yeah. Get rid of everything. Anything that is not supposed to be on the skin. Let's get rid of it. Yes. Everything. This side as well, the hair. Good. Good. This side. This side as well. This side as well. Alright, so if we zoom back, okay, let's work on the legs as well. Make our brush strokes a little bigger. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Get rid of that. And some of them is just all we have to do is during frequency separation, we just have to blend it with the skin nicely. All right, that is done. That is done. You can tell if we zoom in, you realize that we've taken care of all the blemishes on the face. All right, so the next thing that I will do from here is I will correct the color of the eye. Let me do that in a sec. We bring our hue and saturation layer up. We choose yellow. We bring the saturation down. We increase the lightening. Then we will invert. Control I shortcut for invert. And then we will just take our brush tool, and then we will brush over the eyes, the right side of the eyes. Yes, basically. And then we will do the same on the teeth, like that. But of course, you cannot. There is no one with this. Okay, maybe there is someone with extreme white teeth, but not this lady. So no offense. Let's decrease a little bit so that it will blend with the skin. All right, good. That is better. That is better. All right, good. So the next thing is that we are going to bring our frequency separation layer, and that is the reason why I've been using this Retouching Academy, not necessarily for any magic or anything, even though there are a lot of things here I would like to explore, but I like to do things for myself, but basically not to do frequency separation every single now and then. So let's use this one. All right, and with this one I'm going to use the mixer brush. So all right, so the values, some of you ask me, what values do you use? I don't have a single value. I watch the photograph and then I increase the radius, and then I watch how it affects the skin, the texture. I don't want to destroy, for example, like this. This would destroy This is way I've done it way. But what it means is that if you do it too much, it will destroy the texture. Good, good. I see some people do this and they can't even see. No, bring it down, way down, because that is what is coming to show underneath the layer, underneath the texture layer. So you don't have to. Yes, this is okay. This is okay. This is better. All right. So this time around we are doing 5.0. We are doing 5.0. All right. Carter, thank you. We are doing 5.0. All right, let's zoom in and then let's work on it. Pick the mixer brush. If you want the values of the mixer brush when I upload a video on YouTube, which will be done right after I'm done with the editing, you can go and then you can watch that. Bkay Studios on YouTube. All right. So yeah, we deselect or we turn the indicated eye on the higher frequency layer, and then we only show the colors and the tones, the lower frequency, and then we start to blend the skin tone together, the colors and the tones together, I mean. All right, so let's continue to do that. And if you look at my editing style, I am not the kind that will make everything look extremely smoother just because I want to. Not every single photograph is going on a billboard. Some are just photograph you are working on. All right, good. So the important thing here is that you have to blend the skin tone and make sure you don't destroy the structure of the face. It's very crucial. And also you pay attention to where the lightening and then the shadows and the midtones are, that you don't blend them together like, else when you are doing your dodge and burn, it tends to be a little bit difficult. I see people draw whites on skins and then they will blur it just to get what. But whatever works for you. If your clients are not complaining about your work and you are getting paid, hey, who am I to tell you not to? Because at the end of the day, the end goal is for the client to like the work and then recommend you to another client, and then you get paid. If that is already happening, fine. If they are not complaining that you are destroying their face, then I'm not saying you are doing a good job. No, I'm just saying that whatever works for you. But you and I know that there are better ways of doing things. Just because nobody's complaining about what you are doing doesn't mean what you are doing is right. So, as I said earlier, don't destroy the face by drawing stuff on. Okay, so done the whites and then the blacks. I'm coming. So let's bring back and then let's take the before and after. You realize that we've actually worked on the skin, but we've not destroyed the face. Yes. All right, let's move on. We'll come to the hair later. Let's do the skin, and I would like to zoom back a little bit because here is the part that I don't. Guys, you can share the light and then you can like it. Do these things for it to pop up for other photographers to come and watch. And the full videos will be uploaded on YouTube. All right, so just like that, you blend the color and the tones together, like that. You watch and you don't destroy the structure of the skin, as I'm saying. Do that nicely. You can tell that there's shadow here. I would like to maintain the line between the shadows and the lights there so that I don't destroy it. Okay. All right. So we then move to the outfit. Get rid of these cramponness here. And my RAM is giving up on me. All right, good. So all that this is necessary for the outfit because that is part of the design. I would like to take some out and this part too as well. I leave the lines in between them. Let's do the same with the left. Good. Good. Yeah. The knuckles. The knuckles, touch them a little bit. And this is why I always advise for you to use a Wacom tab because, because of the pressure sensitivity, you can reduce the impact whilst you are brushing on. You can reduce the impact. But, if you are using a mouse, every click has the same intensity, and unless maybe after every click you go and decrease something, you go and well, by the end of the day, whatever works for you. When I said that some of you should get a Wacom tab, or it's better to use a Wacom tab, people came after me as if Wacom tab is not for fun. And I was like, okay, whatever works for you. My first studio pics will be from here. Oh, I will be so glad. I will Lulu, I'll be glad I'll shoot you. Not with a gun though. I mean, all right, good. So I think this is okay. This is without the texture layer on. So let me bring it on, and then you realize that. All right. So right after here, we will go to the colors, but the reason why we will not jump straight to the colors is because we've not done our dodge and burn. And why do we do our dodge and burn before the colors? Because when you darken the skin, it introduces more color to it. So we have to do that so that we'll get to know where it is overexposed. And why am I using a lot of overexposed? Where it's too much saturated, and where it's not, so that we can actually fix that during color. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we'll do our burning, dodge and burning. Why do we do dodge and burning? To introduce depth. So let's start. I want to start then, let's go to the face and let's burn where we want to burn. Those of you who have watched Game of Thrones, if you want to burn, those of you who have watched Game of Thrones, if you want to burn something, we say Dracarys. So let's do this photograph. All right, so that is too much. Let's decrease the flow to maybe 10. 10 is okay. All right. And then let's go. Once again, if you are using mouse, you have to be extremely careful. Yes, good. This is okay. Come here. A little bit of that underneath the chin, like that, just to create the difference in between the eyes, and like that. A little bit on the eyebrow, there, and pay attention to the nose and the lip, because I think he had a black lipstick on, and then like that, and a little bit on the eye itself, but not on the catch light. Bring it down. Outfit, beneath the outfit. You can tell. We are just doing this to make it pop up. All right. Underneath the breast, like this, in between the breast, the outfit, like that. The shoulder line, like that. We will not go to the armpit because it makes it extremely darker and it's not pleasant on the eye. All right, here, just like that. So I always advise that if you are taking a photograph, you take an optimum exposure. Optimum exposure means is good, is well exposed, so that you don't have to be fixing things manually in post-production. All right, so let's do the dodging, and then that's it. And if you know me well, you realize that I've been shooting a lot of one light. My entire career has been on one light. It's not because I cannot purchase another light too. No, but I love it. I just love it. They say that, of course, the second light will kick, and then you make it stand out. All these fancy things. It's good to shoot two lights. It's good. I'm just used to this, and I am someone who love shooting natural light. So when I started doing studio photography, it was showing. I'll have the strobe there, and I'll still turn it off. And I was like, "What are you doing? If you really want to shoot natural light, why don't you go outside?" All right, good, good. So this is where we are now. You can tell with the Georgian band on. You can tell that. Good. You can tell. Yes, yes. All right, good. So, that being done, you remember I mentioned that my number is on my platform, it's on my profile. You remember I mentioned that if we do the dodge and burn before the coloring, then we can actually correct the parts that the burning has caused more color and all that. So now we can do the coloring. Let's start with getting rid of this red. It is drawing attention. Even though it's beautiful, it's drawing attention. I would like to keep my colors simple. So let me clean. Let me see. Let me bring this back. It's like that. I prefer this instead. Let me clean my whites, invert it, and then increase the flow. Good. And then let me clean my whites like this. Let me clean my whites. Yes, let me clean my whites. Like this as well. Like this as well. This is much better. Okay, so along the line you realize that because I was using a soft edge brush, it was just coming to my skin. So all right, so I think that is done. Let's go in and then let's just take that red off. It's drawing our eyes off the subject a little bit. This is okay. Let's invert that as well. Brush over it. Brush over it. Get rid of that. Alright, so now we have three colors. We have the reds and the yellows for the skin, and then we have the white, and then we have the black. Though those are just neutral colors. All right. So the next thing that I want to do is that I want to do how is this thing even called? I want to work on the blacks, but I just don't want to do selective colors and work on them. I want to use the color balance and then select that side alone by doing apply image and then invert it. Oh, what is the name of this? I'm trying to record the name of this thing. All right, good. So yeah. All right. So now we can work on the blacks alone because this is selecting the blacks. You can tell that the hair is here, but that is the whiter part. So that means that whatever we are going to do is going to affect the black the most. All right, good. So let's select the blacks and then work on it. Shadows. I want to introduce a little bit of cyan in to make it heavier. -7 is too much. Let's do -5. Yeah. Yes, and a little bit of blues, but let's do +2. And now I'm thinking that is too much. Maybe the cyan is too much. Let's do -2 also for the cyan. All right, good. And then let's pick selective colors of the, let's select blacks, and then let's kick the black in a little bit. Yes, good. -3 is okay. I like it like this. I like it. All right, good. Now let's just glow the skin by selecting the reds, taking the cyan a little bit off, picking the yellow, doing the same, and you can tell that it is looking good already. All right, let's do a stand visible layer, and then let's group everything so that we can show the before and after. If you think it's looking oversaturated on TikTok, it's because of the phone, but here it's looking good. It's looking good. All right, good. So before, and then let me zoom in. You can tell before and after is looking good. And then if you zoom out also, for we can see we have done a lot of cleaning on it. All right, the next thing I want to do is a little bit of liquify, but not too much because she was sitting down. And after that we will do our our sharpening. All right, good. So let's go straight to liquify here. Yeah, this is I'm gonna upload it on YouTube, Bkay Studios on YouTube. Right after the edits, I'm going to do that. I'm working on 100 photographs. That is a challenge I've given to myself, and this is the second photograph. All right, the first one is already there. You can go and have a look at it. So let's fix this. I don't like that. That makes that isn't masculine. Let's fix that. All right, good. So, and then let's do the same here. Do the same here. As I mentioned, she was sitting down, so there is not much to do when it comes to liquify with the waist and all that. All right, good. So let's see whether we can correct the jawline. Yes, I like this. The face width is also okay because I like it like that. All right, that is the only thing I'm going to do here. With the sharpeners, we are just going to do this high pass on the sharpening. High pass on the sharpening, and that is all. That is all I'm going to do here. All right, so no, that is not all. Let me just add one on sharpening marks to it, just because it's a tutorial, so that you guys will know that I also do sharpen marks on my photograph. Yeah. Yes. Ooh. And let's make it a little bit more sharper. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So if we group everything together, and then we do the before and then the after, you can tell. Yeah, we have actually work on the photograph. Right, let's save it out. There's a normal save. And yeah. That is it. So if we go to capture one, and then we reset everything, and then we export it out, the original file, just a JPEG. And then when we open it and we put them side by side, this is the edited part photograph, you can tell, and this is the So you can tell this is the original picture and this is the edited. And you can tell the difference. You can tell the white balance has been fixed. You can tell we've worked on everything, and it's just by paying attention to the simple steps. You understand? At the same time, we have left the image in a natural state. You know, yeah. So that is it for this tutorial.